There's a level of awareness most people don't even know exists. Most people think there are only two modes in life: relaxed and panicked. But there's a third mode, and it's that mode that keeps you safe. It's calm, but it's armed calm. Not armed like you're carrying something. Armed like your nervous system is online. Sharp, ready, and grounded. And the moment I realized how real this is was the other night at Tim Hortons in Winnipeg. Me and Grant had just gotten back from Cuba, and we just were leaving the airport, and we decided to stop at Tim Hortons along the way and grab something to eat. Nothing crazy, just normal life. And that's the thing. Most chaos doesn't announce itself. It just shows up in a normal moment when your guard is down. There was this intoxicated Indigenous male in there. At first, he was just vibing, almost like he was having a good time. But then, his temperature changed real fast, like someone flipped a switch. And if you've ever been around someone who's really drunk, high, mentally unstable, or emotionally dysregulated, you know exactly what I mean. 1 second, they're smiling. The next second, they're angry and punching their arm on the counter. And then the next second, they're trying to intimidate strangers. And the danger isn't always that they're tough. The danger is that they're unpredictable. Unpredictable people are way more dangerous than strong people, because strength isn't consistent. Unpredictability is chaos. The most important skill: calm alertness. When that guy started getting aggressive, I felt something interesting. My body was calm, but there was this tension like around my heart. Like my chest was saying, stay the fuck alert. And I want you to understand something. That feeling isn't weakness. That's not me being scared. That's not anxiety. That's your biological intelligence doing its job. That's your nervous system saying, I'm not panicking, but I'm not sleeping here either. This is what you want. This is the state where you are. Calm enough to think, yet sharp enough to act. And grounded enough to not make it any worse. That's composure. That's power. What most people do wrong in these situations, most people do one of the two things. They either freeze, they go quiet, they go small, they pretend it's not happening, but inside they're panicking. Their mind is racing. They don't know what to do or where to go. They're lost. Number two, they escalate. They share too hard. They talk too much. They puff up their chest, or they try and alpha the situation. And with the wrong person, that gets you stabbed. That gets you jumped. That gets you in a fight you don't need. Or it gets you in legal trouble for defending yourself too hard. Because life isn't a movie. You don't get a trophy for winning. You get consequences. What did I do instead? And why it worked. Here's what I did. I didn't stare him in the face. I didn't lock eyes. I didn't challenge him. I didn't speak to him. I didn't try to reason with him. I didn't try to calm him down with logic. Because you can't negotiate with a nervous system that's hijacked. If somebody is intoxicated and emotionally volatile, they're not operating from reason. And you need to know that. They're operating from impulse. They're operating from sensation. They're operating from emotion. So, instead of trying to win with words, I chose to win with energy. And this is where the real skill comes in. I kept him in my peripherals. I just tracked him. I knew where he was. But I didn't give him direct eye contact. And some people might think, why wouldn't you look at him? Good question. Because direct eye contact with unstable people can be interpreted as, what are you looking at? You got a problem? You trying to intimidate me? You think you're better than me? And when somebody is drunk, their ego is already unstable. So, if you lock eyes, you might be giving them the spark they need to explode. So, I used soft eyes. Soft eyes means you're aware of everything, but you're not laser focused on anything at once. Your gaze is relaxed. Your face is calm. Your posture is neutral. But your awareness is wide. This is the state of a man who is present, not scared, not aggressive, just present. And I did something else naturally. If he got closer to me, I zoomed in a little bit more. Not aggressively, not suddenly, not like a jump, but like a smooth adjustment, because distance matters, especially since I learned boxing. Distance is everything. The closer someone gets, the more you tighten your awareness. But you don't tighten your emotions. You tighten your observation. You stay calm, but you just increase readiness. It's like a camera lens. Wide angle when they're far, medium focus when they get a bit closer, and high focus if they invade your space. But at no point do you go tunnel vision. That's a key. Because tunnel vision gets people hurt. Tunnel vision makes you blind to other threats, other people, exits, angles, or surprise movement. Peripheral awareness keeps you safe. Silence is a superpower. Now here's another thing. He was asking weird questions. He was making threats. He was saying he was part of the 81, the mob. Brother was Jesus and the devil. He was trying to bait us, to hit him. And I didn't respond because I knew something. Words would not help. words would only create friction. Because intoxicated people aren't looking for truth. This guy sure wasn't. They're looking for reaction. They want to pull you into their chaos. They want you to play their game. And the best way to win a stupid game like that is to not play. So I didn't talk. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I didn't try to explain. I just stayed. And you'd be surprised how many situations just dissolve when you stop feeding them. This is the exact vibe you want. I'm not here to fight you, but I'm not here to be bullied either. You don't have to say it. You don't have to prove it. You embody it. You carry it. Your posture says it. Your stillness says it. Your calm breathing says it. And unstable people can feel that. Because deep down, they're scanning for who's weak. They're scanning for who's scared. They're scanning for who they can dominate. And when you show no fear, but also show no aggression, they don't know what to do with you. You become a mirror. And then they start to collapse under their own instability. Grant and I were coordinated without talking. Me and Grant did something that was actually pretty high level after I researched it. We stayed on both sides of him. Not in an aggressive way, but not like we were cornering him, but we were positioned. We were hyper aware. We were coordinated. And we didn't even have anything to say. Because when you're mentally resilient, you don't need to communicate with panic. You communicate with presence. You just know what the other person is doing. You could feel it. You can read it. And the situation stayed controlled. Now here's where it got real for me. Grant has Parkinson's, so he ain't what he used to be. If that situation went sideways, Grant wouldn't be able to physically help me much. He was a cop for 17 years, but his body's letting him down. So I wasn't just thinking about myself. I was thinking, I need to keep this safe. Not, I need to win. Not, I need to dominate. I need to keep this safe. And this is what separates boys from men. Boys fight to prove something. Men stay calm to protect something. That's a different frequency. Confidence isn't loud. I was confident I could handle him if I needed to, but I didn't want to hurt the guy. And that's important. Because when you've done the inner work, you stop wanting to hurt people, even when they deserve it. Even when they're acting loco. Even when they're being disrespectful. You stop craving violence. You stop craving dominance. You start craving resolution. Because you realize something. Hurting someone doesn't make you stronger. It just adds to the chaos. more chaos in the world. We don't need it. And if you're building a legacy, you don't want to be another chaotic man. You want to be a calm one. On the way home, I was thinking to myself, man, I wish I wasn't so fucking hungover after my trip. I wish I had more energy. Maybe I could have tried to connect with him, talk him down a bit, just get in that mind of his. Maybe I could have tried to calm him down. Maybe I could have tested my skills. But then I realized this guy was way too far gone for that. I made the right call. Sometimes people are not reachable in that moment. And here's the truth. You don't always get to be a hero. You don't always get to save people. Sometimes the best move is to keep yourself safe. Keep the people you love around you safe. And let the storm pass. Because not every battle is yours. Not every soul is ready. Not every moment is a teaching moment. Some moments are survival moments. And the lesson is, don't escalate, don't engage, stay present, stay ready. This is why this matters, because crime is rising everywhere. People are more unstable, more desperate, more addicted, more angry, more impulsive. And most people are walking around asleep, just drifting. They're walking around with their heads down, lost in their heads. They're walking around on their phones. They're walking around with their nervous system numb. And then when chaos shows up, they don't know what to do. They either freeze or they explode. And neither one is good. So, what I want to teach people is this. You don't need to be paranoid. You don't need to be aggressive. You need to be present. You need to be regulated. You need to be aware. This isn't just something you're born with. You can train it. First, train your nervous system daily. Breath work, meditation, cold exposure, presence walks, prayer, journaling. This makes you less reactive. Second thing, train your body. Boxing, strength training, cardio, mobility. Not because you want to fight, but because your body knows. If it goes down, I can handle myself. That reduces fear, big time. Third one, train awareness everywhere. When you walk into a store, notice exits, notice energy, notice people's hands, and notice who's pacing or acting weird. Notice who's watching too hard. Not paranoid, just aware. Number 4, practice soft eyes. Try this. When you're walking, don't stare at one point. Just relax your gaze. See everything through your peripherals. This builds your peripheral dominance. 5, practice calm posture. Shoulders down, jaw relaxed, breathing slow, hands calm, no fidgeting. You want to look like I'm good, even if you're alert. Here's the final lesson. That night at Tim Hortons, The reason nothing happened is because we didn't make it happen. We didn't give him anything to push against. We didn't feed the chaos. We stayed composed. We stayed slow. We stayed aware. We stayed ready. And the storm moved on. That's the goal. Because the best fight is the one you don't have. I wasn't scared of him. I was just aware that chaos is contagious. And I wasn't about to catch it. Stay present, everyone. No time like the presence. See you in the next one.